to another episode of Custom Action Figure News. This is what, episode 73, Sean?
72, I think, Chad.
72. All right. And tonight we are doing our kind of annual SDCC roundup. SDCC San Diego Comic-Con was last week, and we saw a lot of really cool things. We saw some Star Wars stuff. We didn't see too much G.I. Joe and a lot of cool other things like aliens and stuff. And that's why we've got Dayton Allen back on with us again, because he's kind of our resident alien expert, among other things. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Cool.
And, of course, with me as always is Tamer. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing 5x5.
All right.
How you like that aliens reference there, Dayton?
That's right. That's right.
By the way, speaking of aliens, I did watch that, and I commented on your video that you posted with Adam Savage dressed up as
awesome?
Kane. That was so cool, and I was kind of surprised. My little Vinny, my little 5-year-old, he was sitting here with me watching that, and he was captivated. He thought that was really cool, and he was asking me questions. And he's like, "Can I watch that movie?" And I was like, "Not yet."
Yeah. No, they'll wait for a little bit longer for that, you know.
Yeah.
I always want to do that kind of cosplay. If I'm going to do cosplay, it's either going to be, like I said in my thing, it's going to be Darth Vader, or it's going to be a Stormtrooper, or it's going to be in the Nostromo suit. You know.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome stuff.
They're going to have to figure out a special kind of air-conditioned undersuit for that thing. Cause that thing was ridiculous, but anyhow. All right, Sean, go ahead on with the announcements, because I know you got a few, and we want to get into it really quickly because there's so much to talk about with SDCC.
Alrighty, I'm going to try to do this quick. You guys know me. First up, vote for our next customizing challenge at Imperial Shipyards. If you can see our screen, probably kind of small for you still, but it looks like Bounty Hunters is in the lead right now. 33% of the vote, followed closely behind Darth Daddy's great idea of recreate a custom figure from another artist. And, you know, lots of choices there. These were all generated by Imperial Shipyarders, and you can vote. I'm going to probably wrap that up about Sunday so we can start the next custom challenge on Monday. And like to give a great big shout out to Star Chaser. He was our random winner for our last custom challenge, our Legendary Expanded Universe contest. And I'm happy to report that I just got the wave of new figures in today, so that should be shipping out here real soon. Star Chaser, be looking for it. Next on the list, if you have not yet seen our question and answer session with Hasbro, it's up in our forums under the general Hasbro collecting thread. You can find it pretty quickly. We're going to be going over a few of these tonight, not all of them. Some of them are, you know, kind of less than stellar answers, but I want to thank our site reporter, Todd Mullen, for going through that extra mile and submitting our questions to Hasbro, and he's already gung-ho for next year, so I'm really excited about that. Really cool. And I would definitely be remiss if I didn't give a nice shout-out to our friends at Jedi Temple Archives, who also did a wonderful question and answer session. They always do. Paul and Chuck and the gang always do a great job. Oh, happy birthday, Paul. Today is Paul's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Yep, and I'm not going to say the age, Paul, so you can thank me for that later. Moving right along, definitely be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to a fellow we know as Kulan, who has a wonderful photo novel, graphic fiction, webcomic, whatever you want to call them. It's called Tales from the Clone Wars, and he is already on Volume 4, Issue 3. It's just a really beautiful continuation of the story of the Clone Wars. So it's definitely not done for Kulan, and I really like this new edition. Dooku and, as you can see, Grievous, they get up to no good here. See if I can get down to the baddie here. That's really, there's the new baddie. I'm looking forward to see what he does. Mace Windu's apprentice that went to the dark side. And I don't want to give too much story away, but once again, great action, great storyline, great art. Thank you, Kulan, for giving that to us, the fans. And another thing, just a custom shout out. I don't know if you guys happen to see this,
Yeah.
but
man.
one thing that blew my mind this week was a 6-inch scale TIE interceptor. Can you guys see that little stormtrooper there?
Yeah.
That's
Oh
a
my
6-inch
God.
stormtrooper.
Yeah, boy.
And this fellow evidently took the design for the TIE interceptor, scaled it up, and using a 3D printer and a laser cutter, made this glorious, wonderful TIE interceptor. And you talk about hope for the future. Of course, you guys know when I'm hoping gets made to scale with something like this. Can anybody envision an AT-AT in true 3 3/4 inch scale? But hats off to the creator of this. The name is escaping me right now, but you can definitely hit the link, figurerealm.com.
Yeah.
So I can scroll down here and get the guy's name. I guess his name. What is his name? Custom Texture is his handle, but it looks like he's got a customtexture.blogspot.com, I believe, is probably if you want to check out more about that. But just bravo guy, and I can't wait to see if he makes any of the other ties. The sky's the limit with, it seems, with 3D printers and I guess laser cutters, but just really cool work.
Oh, it makes me want to go buy one right now.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is.
It's
really
awesome.
is.
All right. So anyhow, I didn't do too bad, Chad. Back
No,
to
that
the
was
show.
really good. Okay, we're going to start with Hasbro tonight, and we're going to start with the Black Series gallery. And I guess we'll just go through it one at a time, Sean?
Yeah, let me give me a second here. Keep talking, old pal, and I'll try to get all my other windows closed and bring those up.
Okay, and I'm sure that Sean has the links up somewhere for people who are listening to follow along, or will have the links up. But we're just going through the Imperial Shipyards gallery.
Yeah, go to
the
Facebook.
SDCC. Right, your Facebook Imperial
Facebook.
Shipyards, and it's the SDCC 2014 Hasbro High-Res Gallery, which has been up since the moment that it got posted last week, and Sean was kind of being really diligent there and getting all of these things as they were getting put on the internet. And I, of course, was watching these things getting posted up, and there's some pretty cool things in here. I do have to say it's kind of hard to tell which is 6-inch and which is 3 3/4. Although I think I've got it down. For instance, is it the TIE Fighter pilot where it starts 6-inch, Sean?
I think so, bud.
Yeah, okay, and that'll go good with that guy's TIE interceptor, which I was going to mention there. He needs that pilot now to go in that.
Guarantee you.
But the first figure that we have is one that I was waiting for a long time to come out, and that's the Captain Rex Black Series figure. And I just got to say, off the top of my head, as a big-time Clone Wars fan and Captain Rex fan, it's a nice-looking figure, except for the head. That's my problem with it. The head or the helmet is way too small in proportion to the body. That's my opinion,
That's like I was joking with. I don't know if you guys know Chewy from YakFace.com. He's been after Hasbro to fix the oversized clone buckets. For years now, and I don't know if this is just a. I don't know. I hate to be so pessimistic with Hasbro. I promised myself I wasn't going to get started too early because I'm really loving the fact that they're releasing realistic clones. But is this just a modified the Clone Wars helmet sculpt put on a regular body? Is that why it's looking a little small to us?
No, I don't think that's it at all.
I don't. New sculpt, just small.
I don't think it is. I think it's.
I don't know. To me, it kind of looks. The whole figure itself kind of looks like it was originally probably a mission series, and they just decided to articulate it. It just there's something
it kind of looks like that to me too. It's
something very blocky.
It's very wooden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Rebel Saga Legend-ish, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And another thing that I'll be honest, I'm probably gonna pick it up because I just love the, you know, I don't like prequel stuff. I try to stay away. Well, I do like it. I try to stay away from it because I just collect way too much stuff. But I'll probably get this. But I guess the thing that bugged me, like the lines that's on his armor and on his helmet, like the copper-colored lines or the rust-colored
The
lines.
weld lines. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are
what?
supposed to be where he welded it together, but it doesn't look like that at all. It just looks
Yeah.
like bizarre. It looks like a 5-year-old colored with a crayon on him.
So I'm gonna say it looks like I customize it or something. What do you think,
Yeah.
Dayton?
It's you know, you gotta think of this is supposed to be probably a prototype that they photographed, which to me
Should
is
be
just kind of
better.
it should be much better than the final piece, which it's kind of it's disturbing in a way. I don't know. Could this be a final piece that's already was produced last year? They just delayed it and then took a picture of it now. Maybe that could be it.
I don't know. They don't really seem to do that very much anymore, Dayton. They pretty much put out prototypes. I
Really?
mean, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's
Well, it seems to me like
to me.
things change up in such midstream. I don't know if you guys heard the rumor from yakface.com is where I heard it. Our buddies at Yakface again about the 18 figures that were supposed to come out and how the fact
Mhm.
that might be not the case now.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah, I
don't
saw
know.
you posted that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Release something different or something like that. I heard that. Yeah, something.
Yeah, something like that, or not as many at one time, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Hasbro can't figure out how to get their product in stores, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you guys think?
Mixed feelings about this one.
Right.
Sideshow's come out with their own one that are coming out with. I might spend the extra
Yeah.
$100 and something dollars for that one before I get this little guy.
I know Sideshow's awesome.
Yeah, but this piece right now to me just comes off as being a bit dated.
Okay. All right.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
All right. Moving right along.
All right, so the next thing was something that was very interesting that was that I think was posted even before the high-res gallery came out, Sean, and that was Clone Commander Doom, which is kind of a mashup figure of a Star Wars clone trooper commander and Dr. Doom from Marvel Comics. And if you've seen the image of this figure, it's a clone trooper with a helmet that's much like Commander Cody's helmet. Has like the visor on it. It's a Phase 2 helmet, and he's got some insignia on him, and he's decoed out in sort of a green and gold scheme reminiscent of Dr. Doom, and it's no secret that it's supposed to be sort of a mashup. And I think it's a cool idea, and the figure's not half bad looking. I'm thinking the helmet could probably also be a little bit bigger on this one too, but it's not quite as bad as the Captain Rex figure we just spoke of.
We need to get Dayton in some of it. What's that? Hydrospan? Is that what it's called? Dayton?
Yeah, Hydrospan. Yeah, expand this, get this thing bigger. Yeah, get this helmet bigger. I don't know. He's cool and all. He just reminds me of Robin Hood.
Yeah, a little bit.
I just feel like he needs to be swinging from a tree and come down with a bow and arrow and give me your money. You know,
Man.
it's a good mashup because I'm a big Doctor Doom fan, and I can see where they're coming from with it, and it will be a good figure, and people will buy it because it's just a unique paint job. But yeah, it just comes off as being too woodsy for me.
And I remember when this was posted on the Imperial Shipyards page, somebody posted a question saying, "Can they even do this?" And I posted back saying, well, Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars, so of course they can do it.
Yeah, you're going to see Star Wars Phineas and Ferb action figures next year.
I'm surprised they didn't do Iron Man before they did Dr. Doom with a clone trooper, Sean.
Well, I guess the only reason for this one is he actually did show up as a character in the Lost episodes. Is that what they're called? The last series of the Clone Wars?
Yeah, Lost episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix version of episodes.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. Yep, he's in there for real. But I kind of hope this is just the start of the mashups. It'd be cool to see them do a Marvel character as this.
Yeah.
I'd buy it too.
As long as it's well done, it's smartly done, yeah, and people will buy it. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So moving along, the next one is a pilot Dutch Vander.
Yeah, you even
And-
pronounced his name right.
Oh, did I? All right. Well,
Yeah,
I've
they
never
called him
heard of
Dutch
this guy.
Vanders when they first released the image of him.
You know, I wish they'd do.
Yeah, it's just
Just get all of the Red Flight together and put it in a box set and get it over with.
Oh, no, like the Ewoks or whatever,
Yeah,
yeah.
just get all the Red Flight together, get them all the same articulated,
Yep.
most recently best articulated bodies, and just give them a head sculpt and a helmet that's unique to them, and then sell it as a box set and be done with it. Because I'm getting lost on how many versions of this one and that one. I saw the latest Wedge coming out, and that's pretty
Yep.
cool. But
Snowspeeder pilot, right? Yeah.
yeah, but let's get Red Flight all together in one box set and be done with it. Put these sculpts to rest. But yeah, it's a good looking figure.
Helmet looks cool. What do you think, Chad?
oh, it's another Rebel pilot. I mean, nothing to get crazy over. But
All
if
right.
you're a fan of the Rebel pilots, you definitely need it in your collection, I would guess.
Plus, his character's dead. He's a dead rebel.
Yeah.
That sounds like a punk.
Right?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Oh, well.
All right, moving right along. A very interesting figure. Sean, have they done this concept before with the
Yeah.
exploded, the
Mhm.
Vader with the exploded? Okay, I thought they
Power of
had
the
done it
Jedi
before,
series,
but
I
I
want
couldn't
to say.
remember.
Power of the Jedi series was the last time they did this, I believe.
I think the helmet sculpt was actually.
So,
I may not be right, but I think the helmet sculpt was actually better than this.
I wasn't going to say it, but since you did.
It kind of,
Yeah.
the Luke likeness wasn't there, but at least it looked like it was a head embedded in the helmet and not something that looks like it's been glued on over the helmet. It just
Does that look
weird.
Photoshop to you guys?
Yeah, it has to be a Photoshop.
I'm sure it has to be Photoshop.
The neck's too long. It looks
Yeah.
like it looks a bit too contrived. That face piece right there. It looks almost like a big oversized Barbie Ken doll with the Darth Vader version. It just doesn't look right to me. It's such a waste too because it has such potential to be a very cool figure. And who knows, the final piece may look better. This kind of encouraging that it looks this bad right now that it actually might look better when it goes
It
to
can't look that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say, man, guys, we got to say something good about some of these because I'm getting ready to run out of three-quarter black series. Let's see.
There's one coming.
All right.
All right, that's the 6-inch. That's a 6-inch clone trooper. Actually, one of
Is
those
it?
questions. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right there. And I
Oh,
think, yeah, and he's one of the questions I asked on Imperial Shipyards is, are you going to take the clones trooper and then start doing repaints? And one of the cool things they said,
Mhm.
and Tamer, they said they're going to do Commander Cody and those guys. That's going to be awesome because I love the clone commanders. So to
Mm-hmm.
do Commander Cody and maybe a Bly and maybe even a Wolf. Holy crap! In 6-inch, they're going to do it because they're huge fans.
Yeah.
So
Who did I see make a neat-looking Rex already out of that new Phase 1 body?
someone's doing some
Someone
great.
did it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I dig this. I don't mind them doing those simple repaints of the clones. If it leads up to commanders and stuff like that, then I'm all for it. Just make sure they do a nice minigun and stuff like that for them as well. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
different weapons and stuff like that would be cool.
What do you think, Chad? You gonna pick up any 6-inch clone troopers?
I don't know. It's a dangerous road for me. I am a huge fan of clone troopers, and I'm definitely a huge fan of customizing clone troopers. And it'll be if I buy one, that'll probably be about the end of it. Although the price point is much greater, so we'll have to see. But it
Yeah,
probably won't be this one here that sells me on it. It'll be like what Dayton was talking about, the first commander that comes out that looks really
First
cool will
part
get me.
trooper.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, ARC troopers would be awesome.
Oh yeah, if
Yeah,
they
that'd
do
be
ARC
cool.
troopers, I won't be out.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all liking this one, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, now we're on to Princess Leia from the award ceremony at the end of The New Hope, and this is a 3 3/4 inch, correct?
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and she has a very long neck. That's the first thing that occurred to me. And I don't know if I don't know why she would have such a long neck, but it just seems very long to me.
Maybe her head's a little small again. Is her face a little small? I don't know.
You
Her head does kind of look small.
Yeah, I kind of didn't, for a prototype, I kind of didn't have much of a problem looking at this figure. I can understand, the face paint. A lot of people have been knocking it, saying it doesn't look a thing like her. Well, that's, sculpt. I mean, the sculpt probably underneath the paint is very accurate, but painting a female head sculpt is kind of difficult to get right the first, and
Yeah.
I give them a lot of leeway when it comes to the females. The neck, the proportions of the neck to the head, especially when you have an open blouse like she's wearing. That outfit is a little revealing for a figure like this. So, but it's what she wore in the movie. So, all those things put together can make a very awkward looking figure if it's not put together just right. I think the head is just slightly small. Just slightly. It needs to be
I think this is also Photoshop too, Dayton, because if you look at the metal, look at how gigantic that metal looks like, and it almost looks like they just took that and pasted it on to the side there just to have a reference.
I heard that it might be Chewbacca's metal.
She looks like she's standing on her tiptoes too.
Yeah, she's a little pigeon-toed. Still, not a bad figure for that type of non-action figure.
I give Hasbro a nod for actually implementing some decent soft goods with the figure. I like that part about it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're trying with the female figures, and that attracts a female audience, and that's great. Get girls in here to buy some. So yeah.
Okay, so next up is the Chewbacca figure, and is this? I really cannot tell. Is this a 3 3/4 or a 6-inch figure?
That's
3
a 3
3/4.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then he goes with the Princess Leia.
That's the same old Chewbacca we had now since VOTC. It's no different, just a different head sculpt with him growling.
Does he have a groove cut in his neck? I heard, Dayton, for the metal.
I don't know. I whether they can pop his head off and put the metal on and then pop his head back on or something like that. I'm not sure. I mean, right now it looks like just the standard articulated buck they used for all the VOTC, but I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
I mean, the facial expression, it will change when it comes to the final product, I'm sure, but this doesn't look like Chewie in a way. It looks like he's ticked off at something instead of, wanting to celebrate and party, Where's my medal, man?
That's a good point.
And why didn't Chewie get a medal? Did he get a medal? I don't remember.
I don't remember him getting a medal, did he?
I don't think he got a medal.
No, he didn't get a medal. I would be
be why
pissed too. That's probably why he's growling. He's not growling. People say he's growling to give the command for all of them to turn. That's not true. He's just growling because he wanted a medal. Every time that scene comes up, I laugh.
What do you guys think of the hands on this with the fur coming off of it? It just seems like he needs a bit of a hand trim there.
I forgive him on that. Sculpting hair on a hand that's supposed to be like an action figure type motion when you're holding a rifle, and that hair's supposed to drip down. I mean, you're basically stuck. You can't really make it go any other way than going down. So, yeah, it's an action feature look. So I forgive him. Yeah.
Geez, Dayton. At least don't make me feel guilty till we get to the 5 POA stuff, man. All right, you like it, Chad?
Oh yeah, it's Chewbacca. It looks pretty good to me. His head's not too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much on. Yeah, that one.
Winner.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the army builder for me. I know he's a commander, but I don't mind having like five of them, five commanders. And if they want to repaint this guy into his grunt soldier, go for it. Right now, I dig this one. This is the one I'm happy with. Is that an
Yeah, it's
approval?
Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's two thumbs
yeah,
way up.
it's Commander Wolf, and it's buy for me definitely. I will be getting him. I think it looks pretty darn good.
I'm only worried about one thing.
What's
What is
that?
The paint. You see all the glorious, wonderful paint on the shoulder pads and the helmet on this?
Hmm.
Is it going to be as clear and crisp when we get it?
I think those
Well, they've
types
done it
of
in the past. They've made it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's some sort of different type of process of paint application. It's like
Oh,
a
I hope.
decal or a screen print type
It's
process that they use.
it's called Tampo. It's called Tampo.
You can
Oh,
call it whatever you want. I ain't seeing it happening too good
Yeah.
for Hasbro lately.
yeah. Wish they'd tampo
Well,
somebody's face.
Yeah. When they do things like the face, like with the eyes and things like that, they use like little. It's kind of like aluminum foil masks that they put on. But when they do something that's printed like that, like the insignia on his arm, they do something called a tampo. Which the best way I can explain it is it's like a stamp. So
Okay.
it's pretty
Well, good.
foolproof.
Cool.
Yeah.
Give me hope, Chad. That's good.
This
tried.
guy, if they want to do different color variations, of different types of troops and stuff using this, go ahead. I really
Lots
am
of
digging it.
custom potential.
Yeah, I really am digging it. What if they did a stark white one? That'd be cool too. I'm just thinking there's a lot of potential for this one, but unfortunately, with the history of what Hasbro is doing these days, they'll release them this way and maybe one other way, and that's it. And you'll hardly be able
Yeah.
to find them in stores because
He'll be like
everybody will be.
Fordo.
I was just
Yeah.
thinking that, Chad. You're right. That awesome Fordo they did.
Oh boy, they wasted
Mhm.
so much potential with that figure. And this one will be distribution. Everybody will be wanting this figure, so it's going to be like the
Mhm.
hardest one to find. They'll have to do multi-packs.
They'll be short
That
packed.
single. Yeah, they need to do packs of just him.
Well, maybe. Well, maybe Hasbro's starting to do at least with the 6-inch, and I think they're starting to do individual packs. Maybe, who knows? So I like it.
Probably. Yeah.
Here's the 6-inch TIE Pilot.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's pretty.
He looks pretty darn cool, I do have to say.
Yeah.
He's a nice looking figure.
Yeah, I dig him. Army builder. Yep, there you go. That's a pretty figure.
Chad doesn't know it yet, Dayton, but he's going to turn one of these white for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That would be so hard.
See?
Oh my god.
Came
I'd
to
have
the
to
right
pull
person.
Yeah, I'd have to pull that guy up, every single joint apart and Dremel it crazy. Oh my god.
All right, you have to figure that out, bud. You have enough time.
My time's running short now.
It
don't-
won't be out for, what, 6, 7 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dayton?
Oh, I love them. I'll definitely get quite a few of these guys for my little Imperial army. I love the Imperials. So anyone you want, I can't wait for them to do a Snow Trooper, an AT-AT driver. I mean, they got so much potential in what they're going to do. And you can tell they're excited when they start talking about it because they add so much more detail to these types of figures at this
Yeah.
time. And to say, like 3 years ago, I was spitting at it, and now I'm like the biggest mark for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely game for this one.
Yeah.
Nothing else that gets me closer to, like you said, the AT-AT driver, but just looks great.
And that guy proved that the 3D printer guy, he did the X-Wings or the TIE Fighter. So
Yeah.
he did a TIE Fighter coming with this. It'd be awesome.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
All right, we've got Bosk next, and I think pretty much everybody was super excited about this one. It's pretty well detailed, and even the mouth moves and all sorts of really cool things on this guy. He looks awesome. And one of the things that I noticed about this is how accurate the head sculpt is to the movie. It really, really looks like, the Bosk mask from the movie.
Yeah. I'm all game for this one. This is really cool too, especially they took the time to do an articulated jaw for the creature, which is great. The articulation's awesome for it. It starts to bring about the rest of the bounty hunter team. It continues on, with that. So and Bosk has such an EU following too. I mean, what do you call it now? Legacy following? Or something like that.
Legendary.
Legendary following because of all the stuff he did, in Shadows, or before, A New Hope, and after Return of the Jedi and stuff like that. I mean, he's just an iconic figure, and I'm so glad that they decided to include him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy buy.
I'm just sitting here looking at this picture and looking at the comment that Tom made, Clone Sniper 78, and known by, said, I wonder if they could have made Chewie's mouth articulated. That's a good point, Tom. That would have been cool, too.
Yeah.
They get these two together, they got to be able to bite each other.
Oh, this guy's got custom potential all over him, too. I mean, you can make a bunch of, what's the race of, what creature race is this guy? Trandoshan hunters. Oh,
yeah,
man,
from the Clone Wars story arc. Oh,
yeah, this guy's got custom all over him, so yeah. Plus the suit. You can put you can customize a human into this and make some of the Cantina dentists.
Bo Chef, anybody? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of great potential with this figure.
So 3 thumbs way up for this one too. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What about this one, guys?
Han Solo and Stormtrooper disguise.
Yep.
Looks pretty good. I mean, what do they do? Just take the Stormtrooper and hollow out the helmet and put on the head sculpt from the previous release?
I think that the head sculpt is probably a slightly different head sculpt for some reason. It just looks like it. Mm-hmm. And what they did is they removed the neck post from the original Stormtrooper and resized the ball socket, and then so it can fit a human head like Han. And then they gave it a new head sculpt of the helmet that can fit directly over the head sculpt, Han's head sculpt. So it's not like it's replaceable. You pull it off and put another one on. This is actually one that can be placed on and off, and I think it's a hard plastic helmet. I don't think it's a soft goods like bendy, or I hope it's not, because you know how those things look when you put them on there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I think this is actually a hard helmet, so I'm looking forward to it. This is it's an icon figure. You have to have Han and Stormtrooper outfit. And you got Chewbacca now, so you just need Luke in a modified version. And then you got you need to get the trash compactor going, and you're good to go.
We're going to have Leia in her Tantive 4 outfit, too, to go with them.
That's right, yeah.
This will be worth it just to get you can rip the hand head off and put on how many different heads.
A customizer can take that head sculpt, modify it, make it a clone with a mask over his head or something like that, and you got
Cad
yourself.
Bane, man, make that a Cad Bane head.
You can do a Cad Bane. You can do all kinds of stuff with this figure. You can make a grunt soldiers with different types of head sculpts and stuff like that. So this has a lot of potential again for customizers. Really cool figure.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right, now we're getting into some really cool things here in the Black Series, which is these Han Solo and Tauntaun. I guess, what do they call this? Deluxe pack? Is that what they're called?
Right.
Yeah.
Deluxe pack. And that Tauntaun is just awesome. I just couldn't believe how great it looks when we saw these pictures. And, of course, the hand's pretty cool looking, too. But I know, Sean, you're probably freaking out over this.
Oh, when I saw that on the previews, matter of fact, I think both me and Dayton were on, was it Galactic Hunter's Facebook page? Because he was putting the pictures up as quick as they were coming out. You guys could probably hear me yelling from West Virginia.
I was at work ducking behind my desk saying, please boss, come by. I got to make a comment about this. And I was just going like back and forth from work to this, to work to this. I got to get this out. And this is an easy buy. And a lot of people have a lot of complaints about that kind look on Han's face. I don't have a problem with it at all, because to me it reminds me of the vintage Hasbro. It's a little bit of probably of a little salute to the vintage Hasbro. It's coming with a blue coat. It will come with a brown coat, no doubt about it. So you know that's happening. Plus, I like the little smile on his face because he's a cocky. He's the smuggler. I don't mind that smile and it's a little smirk.
Yeah.
So with that, but I really look forward to this piece. I'm curious how he looks on the Tauntaun. I look forward to seeing that. I don't know if there's pictures of that actually out yet.
That's the one thing that bugged me about the last image we saw of him too. Did anybody see any image of like Stormtrooper Han with a bucket on?
No, not yet. Nothing
and
like
same
that.
with this guy. You don't see him actually riding the Tauntaun. So it's like, now come on now. That's how we've been plagued with beastie and figure problems before with that way. I mean.
And another thing that you guys were talking on, boring conversation anyway, they were talking about the head sculpt, whether or not the head, the hood will be able to be removable, whether it's going to be, you're going to have the hat and everything removed. I kind of don't, I agree with most of you saying I don't mind if it stays static like this, because if somebody really wants one without the helmet, it's nothing but a simple head switch with maybe the Han Solo and Stormtrooper outfit head, maybe unless it's tooled differently, but that could be a problem. But
then it will be.
Yeah, but if they decide to make it a little addition to remove
be nice.
That'd be cool to have. But I hope, and someone said something about the goggles probably are articulated to where they can be brought down. That would be neat, to have that as well.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah. So, but as it is right now, I'd be happy with it.
Me too.
Hasbro. I mean, go the extra mile, but we're already happy with it. We'll throw more money at you if you go that extra mile. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next thing, and I thought this was probably the coolest thing that we saw from Star Wars for the Black Series, and this is the Luke and Wampa Deluxe Pack, and that Wampa is just sweet looking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Best Wampa ever produced?
Yeah. And what I can't wait to see is it in the packaging. So they're supposed to have Luke upside down, which is going to be really cool to recreate the scene.
Oh, no.
That'll be really neat. It would be really neat if they came with that little iceberg thing. Like they did with the last set that they did. They had the little iceberg that was like the stand that you can plug Luke in, I believe. That was a really nice.
That was in the Saga. Wasn't that in the Saga collection?
First version.
The last time they did that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take that piece and enlarge it with some hydrospan like you're talking about, and then just cast it in crystal clear and then dry brush it with some white, and then you have it. But I don't want to go through all that trouble. Just make it Hasbro, please. Yeah, this is a great piece. This is a really nice piece. I'm glad they put the blood on.
One of the things that's great about it too is that the Luke is actually super articulated, whereas the last time we had that with the Wampa, he was almost a 5 POA situation. I think he had like maybe elbow joints and maybe wrists, but the legs were pretty much one point. And this one, obviously, since it's a 6-inch Black Series figure, he's got double jointed knees and ankles, good stuff. So.
Yeah. Curious if this figure of Luke will be able to sit on a Tauntaun as well, or will they come out with a Tauntaun Luke version separately? I'm sure they will. That will be the split.
Well, they'll have to because
version.
This one's got the face, the damage to his face and everything too, and he doesn't have the goggles, and they'll have to, do something with the scarf, like it's wrapped around his face and everything. So.
I hope they do the slit belly version of the Tauntaun for him. That would be really cool. I mean, they can just do a little silicone gel type innards that can just sort of stick out if they want to, and play with that, make it playable. But that would be a cool little addition, That
would be cool.
Yeah, I think another good point about this Hoth Luke too is how many other Hoth Rebel soldiers can you envision them making from this basic body,
Oh yeah, they can. Like I said, sky's the limit with
Well, they
them.
could make as many as they want. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, think of all of them. I mean, they can make a bunch.
Yep.
All right.
That's a great piece there. Yeah.
Yep, I will have it. Target exclusive.
All right, and then we've got a Target exclusive Shadow Trooper, Scout, and regular. Well, it's not a regular Stormtrooper because he's kind of like a commander. He's got like a little pauldron there, and a little bit more differentiated from the regular trooper. But
I think they're calling this the Shadow Stormtrooper,
black version.
not the Black Hole Stormtrooper. There's like a little bit of blue on his knee joints there, and they're saying that's the Shadow. It's like somebody was arguing with me about that. I'm like, dude, how do you even? I don't even know how you keep all these apart. It's a black Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
It's a cash grab for this one. They probably sit there going, how can we make an exclusive to get more money out of it? People will buy this, and I'll buy it. I'll buy one. It's pretty cool. But again, it surprises me that they even would do this because it doesn't seem like it's EU. It seems like more like it's EU than it is in the existing trilogy.
In an age where EU is not looked upon highly.
Yeah, they do this, and for some reason, I guess it's just because they can probably get away with it, and people are going to buy it. I wouldn't mind if they just did like I don't know, another probably like well, they couldn't have. I would say just throw another Scout Trooper in with the regular Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike. Have 2 Scout Troopers and a Speeder Bike, but I don't think that'd make a great exclusive. That'd just saturate the aisle. I'd buy it, but
I'm gonna say, do you guys remember the Hoth version of this Speeder Bike and Scout Trooper?
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have that in 6-inch scale. Remember, it was a battle pack, and it had 2 Speeder Bikes and 2 of the Hoth Scout Troopers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll probably do this one. They'll probably do that next year. They'll have a white Speeder Bike with a Scout Trooper and a Snow Trooper. Probably that'd be cool. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh man!
So you have your Hoth battle set. There you go,
dude. Good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all liking this one, aren't we? We're still liking this one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do we even want to waste our time with these?
Like you guys said last
let's
night.
Skip it.
Yeah, that stuff is just, I don't know who the guys are that sit around and think this stuff up, but they have to know that that's this fodder. They're going to end up sending all that stuff back. They'll melt it down and make new figures out of it because they're not going to be able to sell this stuff the way they want.
Star Wars Green Army, man, the command line. It's like there's always got to be one, for lack of better words, guys, I'm sorry, crap line that they have, whether it be telepods or I don't know, Angry Birds or fighter pods or what. They've got some junk they got to have.
If that's something to attract a very, very young audience, I don't know if small little tiny toys like that or figurines would be the way to go. I mean, these shampoo bottles would be the way to go because I know my nephew digs these. He sees these.
He likes these? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's 5 years old. I mean, he looks at these big giant figures and that's it. I mean, he's all for the big stuff. So, these are good for kids, I think, and hardcore collectors. I think that if you're a fan of these guys, man, that'd be pretty cool to have. But I personally don't have much care for them, but they're not a bad idea.
Yeah, not bad. Like them, Chad? You think Vinny would like any of these?
I don't know. He actually, honestly, is getting pretty into the figures that I have. I mean, like the G.I. Joes and the Star Wars figures, the 3 3/4 inch. He's starting to get into that. I mean, just yesterday I got the Danger at the Docks pack, and he couldn't wait for me to open it up. And once I'd opened it up and put everything together, we were in here playing with it together and having a good old time. And he's I mean, he would play with anything, but I think he likes the better quality stuff. He'd get bored with it rather easily. He's starting to get into liking putting the figure in the vehicle and posing them, and
So he wouldn't like this then.
right, and he likes to, like with the GI Joes, he likes to get the gun into a certain pose or the weapon or whatever.
This Hero series is killing me.
I don't know what to think of that. I just look at it and go, just one big giant chunk of plastic. You know what it reminds me of is that awesome Millennium Falcon they used to have hovering in Toys R Us, you know, when they relaunched
Yeah.
Remember? But this is just like a smaller, tighter version of it. Now, I'd much rather have that big behemoth than this. For some reason, this looks like something, you know, here's 2.0, except we took all the innards out of it and just glued it all together. You know, yeah, I guess that's what it is. And again, if you're a young child and
it's a model.
$60.
Oh well, yeah. If a parent's not going to buy that for their kid, $60, and that's all it does.
It's for kids, right? And their parents going to buy that for their kids, and you can't put any action figures in it.
$60, it'll be on clearance. It'll go to clearance.
Yeah. What a shame, though. The outside detail looks pretty nice.
I guess a customizer can go to town on that. If they just want a nice, big, giant model of it, yeah. You can knock that out and customize it, paint it up, and really probably make it look something special. But, you know.
Love to have a custom contest or a custom challenge with it, but I don't think I'm going to have anybody that's going to buy it to actually work on it.
Does it have
for $60, that's...
I know.
Does it have landing gears with it?
No, I don't think.
Crap. No, thank you. If you don't have landing gears, I wouldn't even bother looking at it twice. No, forget it.
It went up for sale on Walmart.com today. Expected to ship October 7th, for those of you who are interested. All right, on to some Rebels.
All right. Now, as far as Rebels go, I'm not so antsy or upset about the 5PO8 because it is an animated series, and it is, you know, I understand their focus is on a new generation of collectors, younger people, younger kids, and so we gotta get them that way. Plus, you know, it's their strategy, you know, make them more simple in articulation, easier to produce, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm not a stickler on that. So I'm looking more at the way they look and the way they appear, and for what they look like right now, they represent the animated series very well. I think that they look really good that way. But
I almost wonder if they're trying to avoid what ended up happening with the Clone Wars, where the adult collectors got so invested because of the high quality of the toys.
Yeah.
That they're almost it almost seems like they're trying to push that aspect of it away and keep it solely focused on the younger generation.
I'm thinking that's what they're doing. I think that's exactly what they're doing. They have created a line in the sand. They said, you guys that like are adult collectors, here's your 6-inch line. You guys that are, you know, you younger kids and stuff like that, we are reinventing the 3 3/4 line, and we're phasing out the 5P. We're phasing out the multi-articulation. We're going to 5P, POA. And at least that's my idea, and I think that's it's something that, you know, if you're a diehard fan, you've been collecting since like '97, like I have. You remember the 5POA. You didn't have a problem with it. And then the vintage line came around and it spoiled you rotten. And then all of a sudden you start seeing it being brought back. Here's my rant, Tamer. Here's my rant, man, Sean, about 5POA. I'm going to say it right now. And then, you know, you go to vintage line, you get spoiled rotten with the new vintage line, and then all of a sudden they start dragging you back to 5POA. It's a rough go, you know, for a collector. So for a lot of people, the 6-inch line is their savior. They're going to it, and just like me, I'm gravitating towards it. I'm sort of forgetting about the 3 3/4-inch line at this point. But you know, for people that, I feel sorry for those that started collecting Star Wars during the classic vintage line of figures, when there was max articulation and all this stuff, and all of a sudden have to be dealt with 5POA. It's going to be rough for them to keep collecting because a lot of them are going to drop off.
Yeah.
You know. But as far as Rebels go, like I said, I'm cool with it when it comes to Rebels. I think this is more of a. I agree with you, Chad. I think this is a bit more for the younger audience, and they're just not going to invest the articulation that the adult collectors expect into these. So.
Well, and
Right.
maybe you guys can help me out, and we'll move on. Maybe we'll move a little bit quicker through these other Rebels. But back when we had the first version of Clone Wars, when we had those wonderful, was it Jindy Tarlovsky characters, I can remember really going after those clone troopers. And I mean, I think all they were was 5 points of articulation. They had those action features. Was that what they were, guys?
If
You
I
know which
remember
ones I'm
right.
talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or even if not 5, even less than 5.
Yeah.
They were almost more statues, I remember. But the thing about that is back in those days, they hadn't gotten up to the level of super articulation in Star Wars figures. That didn't happen until Revenge of the Sith figures, I believe, was the first super articulated clone troopers that started coming out. And I remember they even put that on the packaging. They
The
put
Target
super
exclusive
articulated,
version,
and
right.
those are like those are the first clone troopers that came out that had like ankle articulation and swivel
Yeah.
wrists and things like that. So
And you couldn't find them in stores because people bought those up like hotcakes, and
Right.
they all of a sudden realized, holy cow, max articulation sells. Let's move on to
Right.
figures with it. And it seems like it was so long ago, but it hasn't really been that long. We just got spoiled with it.
Oh, well, I was trying to side with Dayton there, so I'm back now. I hate it again. Okay.
All right, next two figures are
It's McGiggy.
Cicatro and Grim, Grim, I don't know. A droid of some sort and a hello.
Yep.
I dig the concept of the droid concept there, harking back to old Star Wars concepts. I really do like that. I might actually get that guy because of that, just for that reason. The other guy there, I need to watch the character and see how he is like, but I can't bring myself to buy him as a 5 POA. It's just, if he's a cool character, especially if he's a cool character, I'd be very depressed. I'd say, oh, that's all we get from him is this guy. Come on. But that droid though, I really dig that. That's pretty cool. Especially the droid. He can be 5 POA and get away with it because that's how he looks in the concepts and stuff like that. Just very stiff and very robotic. So yeah, they can get away with that with those guys.
That's a McGiggy, isn't it? McCory IG-88?
Yeah, that's old concepts. I love those things. I love those pictures so much. So that's a very nostalgic looking piece there. Paint work, whatever they need to do, but still cool.
All right.
I like these guys when they were originally VOTC line, so the speeder bike pilot and little Wicket.
The speeder bike pilot looks very vintage reminiscent.
Yeah.
A lot of scout troopers.
Yeah.
Of course, the Wicket looks very vintage reminiscent too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pass.
It'll pass. I already got these guys from the VOTC line, so I'm fine with that.
Same thing with these guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean, I heard some people talking about the sculpt on this boss was excellent. I'm going if you're hearkening back to the old 70s vintage line, that's what it reminds me of. And it does look that way, but that's not today, man. Well, I'm not paying this money to get the classic vintage. I'm looking for something that has a little bit more of a more detail to it and stuff like that. And that picture does not impress me. It just doesn't get me to want to buy it.
Can't even
Alright.
imagine what IG-88's legs, how spindly they're going to be when they actually get in the package.
Oh yeah, this God.
Naked Wookiees!
Oh, forget it. That just I don't know. They just look just totally demented. They just the arms are way too long. The that one guy on the left looks like his arms are big clubs, little tiny legs. I know that they're. This is in the Rebels though, so it's supposed to be animated looking. I understand that, so I forgive you for that. But still, you get so used to what a Wookiee looks like, then all of a sudden you see this and you go, whoa, boy, no.
And is that supposed to be Chewbacca on the right?
I'm thinking.
It looks
I
like
don't know.
It's kind of thin for Chewbacca, but could be wrong.
He doesn't have his bandolier on him, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had it in Revenge of the Sith, so he must have lost it if that's him.
Okay.
I think early during this time though, he'd probably be already with a young Han Solo maybe at this point.
Mhm.
That might not be him. But again, cool figures. I think they're cool looking. I think that the Sand Trooper is that what they're calling him right now? Is a Sand Trooper, or are they calling him something different in the Rebels? Is it?
I want to say he's got a different name. I believe I just put. I'm not sure.
He's a Sand Trooper.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. But
he doesn't have the backpack, but
yeah, they never did explain that the pauldron that they wear could be something that's universal. They could wear it when they're on different locations. They don't actually need the backpack to be called Commander or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, but it's still good figure for the line. Both of them are.
Just seems like here his leg just goes on forever.
Yeah, very animated.
Yeah.
It's just exactly what they're supposed to be. It looks like. Now that's a TIE pilot. You know that's also very animated, but it's still a cool figure for what it's supposed to be. So.
Yeah, that one. I don't know. I might end up getting that one, maybe.
Yeah, nothing too special. I wish they would do one in a 3 3/4 articulated version or something
Black
like
Series
that.
version
A
of
Black Series version of that would be a big seller.
Please.
Yeah, they could tool one of the existing clone troopers or something like that to make this easy. You know, the armor there's not a lot of detail to be added to it. It's a very simple trooper. I mean, come on, this would be a waste not to do.
Yeah. What a shame.
I mean, you almost buy this and just add the articulation into it. You know, if you want to customize some of them.
Yeah.
You're pain in the butt, but you know, Chad knows that firsthand. He had to do that a lot of times with some of the clones he got to articulate it. So you know, that could be an option, but you know, I have a feeling they'll eventually return to this as an articulated figure. I hope.
Like it, Chad?
Well, it looks cool. It's just it's 2014, almost 2015.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in a way, there's almost too much detail taken away because the little detail on his mask right there looks more like a smile than a ridge in the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Smiling Joker trooper.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He looks like the Joker.
Yeah.
I think what you need to get is a Veers helmet and a McQuarrie snowtrooper. Blend that together on an ATST driver, and you'd have yourself a much better ATDP driver. But
yeah.
Here's another one. Ugh.
That's Commander Gree?
Yeah.
Didn't Commander Gree get his head lopped off in
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith?
Well, this is a Phase 1 Commander Gree.
Oh, okay.
This is like your Clone Wars.
Yeah, they're still doing
turned to realistic.
It's like Rebels is turning into like a Saga Legends too, Dayton.
Yeah, he looks. This is the wet behind the ears Gree before he became hardcore.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, skip, pass. I won't get that one, but still cool. Already got an articulated version. Don't need them.
Hmm.
It's true.
So, Clune, anybody?
Nope.
Yeah, I already have an articulated version of that guy too. So.
Here's one where there's so much potential lost, but
Oh, this breaks my heart.
I know.
This is I'll get them. I'll get a couple of them. But this one had the potential of being a very, very popular figure if it was articulated. It's still going to be popular. This is going to be the one everybody's going to go after. But to have like 4 of these guys like sort of just standing at attention, and that you can get away with this guy doing that. But
Yeah.
it's a shame that it's not slightly articulated in the shoulders, maybe, or ball joints in the shoulders and the legs, maybe. Just a little bit more for this figure, but still very cool, and that'll be an easy buy if I see it. If the paint job's good, that's another thing I worry about. You go in there, it looks
paint
like
on this one, isn't there?
yeah, boy, that belt detail can look like a mess if not done right.
I don't know. Sean's gonna get this one.
I wonder.
Oh man, what did they do to him?
He looks a little stubby.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know what that growth is on the front of his chest either, but it's just like, I mean, they're supposed to be dealing. The helmet, okay. Helmet might be one of the better. I guess that's why I get so irritated. I mean, I'm kind of like Chad. It's like we're devolving here with this 5 points of articulation, and then I see them put such wonderful sculpt work into some of these, and then I see this. It's like, man,
Yeah.
this just looks like hell to me.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in it simply because the Army built the articulated version of this guy, which I really enjoy still. I mean, he works really well with the figures I have, so I'm not interested in this guy. But yeah, it's aggravating as can be. It to see him do things. It's not a bad looking figure, but we're used to a certain look to this guy, and he just doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's just like, just kind of like
Power of the Force 2.
Yeah, it's like,
oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe a little better, but not by much, Chad.
Not by much, no.
You know what the nightmare?
One of the things that's that's a little torturous with these is that a lot of them do have really good head sculpts, but then the body's just horrible.
Yeah, it's like that Stormtrooper they came out with.
My nightmare is that Episode 7 rolls out, and the first line of figures we get are all 5 POA.
Oh no!
It'll kill me. But I have a feeling, simply because they won't talk about it. I mean, they can say we'll continue the articulated versions through the next series of films. They can say that, but they're not, because I think they're going to say this is what you're going to get, kids. 6-inch, you'll get it. But for the 3 3 3/4, this is the future of the lines from here on out.
I think you're right, Dayton. I hate to say you're right, but I can't find anything to disagree with you there on.
I hope not. I hope that they have plenty of figures from the vintage lines that they had in the last couple of years that they can roll out over again and people will buy them. So I think they'll keep doing that for a while, reissues and stuff like that. But eventually I'm afraid they're going to phase it out.
I can't look at that anymore. Here's another one. The Darling at San Diego Comic-Con.
I was excited for it, and I still have a slight excitement for it. And I have 2 of the vintage ones, one of which the sound still works on it. And I love those pieces. and it is impractical. One guy said, "How impractical are these things?" And the troopers right on the outside with no shelter. No one cares about that. That's what was so cool about it, is that you can put figures in it and you can push it around the floor. That's what it was when it was for kids. So, but the thing that bothers me about this is that the fact that it's just so hunk of plastic.
Yeah.
It's just one
Yeah.
big chunk of plastic that's hollow underneath, no substance to it whatsoever. It's made in the most economical way possible, and I understand that. A lot of companies been having some hard times lately, and they have to find a way of cutting corners. But man, it just makes it, the price point just doesn't excite you to want to buy it. It just if it was a little cheaper, I might consider it.
Have you seen the pictures of it underneath? It's hollow.
Yeah, it's absolutely hollow. You can hide troopers underneath it. you know. So you can carry like 20 troopers. The rest of them are all duck and cover underneath,
And it doesn't even have real wheels that turn. They're just like little wheel-shaped pegs or whatever.
Yeah, and figures don't.
So Sean, in Dayton, I never had the vintage version of this. Is this thing going to be a downgrade of the vintage version?
I think so.
I
liked
do too.
it. The vintage one had swinging doors, 2 opening doors that 2 pilots can sit in, 1 on each side. Then it had the 3 components on each side where your figures can fit in. Then it had an opening back that you can fit like 2 or 3 figures in there with weapons and stuff. You can close that up. And it had a little rotating gun. Now I can't remember, but if you rolled the wheels, did it turn, or did you have to turn it yourself? I didn't remember that part.
I think you had to turn it yourself, but still.
Yeah. Then it had the sound effects. The original one, the reissue later, the Sears version, I believe, didn't include the sound effects, but it was still a cool piece. This piece, to me, I think, it seems like it's a downgrade from it. And so far in the vehicles over the past year, they haven't really impressed me with any of their new vehicle stuff coming out. So this piece, I don't know. It's going to have to be one of those things that you go and see it. If somebody puts a review up and it looks cool, I'll buy it. If not, I won't miss it.
Oh, I can't say I'm probably not going to buy at least one, but I had envisioned trying to troop build this bad boy, and just when I saw it from the other side, well, heck with that. I'll just get on eBay and get myself some vintage ones because they just look so much better, meatier, and this one seems like it's a little on the smaller side too compared to those.
Yeah, it just gives you some junked up vintage ones, and let's do some custom spray work with it and just color it up. Probably make them look better than this thing. So, it all depends on what it looks like when it comes out to me.
How about you, Chad? You like it?
No, not really. I mean, it's like what Dayton said. It looks really boxy and a hunk of plastic, and it just looks cheap. It doesn't look like they really put any time or effort into making it look cool at all. It's just like, here's something, we'll throw it together and put it out there, and people will buy it because it says Star Wars on the package.
Yeah. And that's a shame because this was more like my star thing from Rebels that I would get.
Yeah, me too.
Again, I'm not knocking it down completely, but we'll see.
ATDP, anybody?
It's aggravating that the legs don't move, but it'd be great for just buying one of them and just sort of like having it posed, and that'll be it. But because honestly, I have like 3 of the regular ATSTs, the Walmart exclusive versions, and I've had them on display before, and they just on display. I mean, the legs can move, but I don't worry about that. So really, honestly, as long as the paintwork's done well on this, I don't mind it being a static leg position, because what else are you going to do with it? It's, like a child would be aggravated because they'll want to move those legs, and those legs aren't going to move for them, so they're going to be aggravated. But for a collector, it's this display work. It might be a pretty attractive piece, especially looking like an old concept of the chicken walker. So I like it.
I guess my big problem with it, make it a static piece with no articulation. But then on the legs themselves, one thing that aggravates me a little bit about the AT-ATs and the AT-STs is the the hollow area inside the legs. I mean, how hard would it be to slap a plastic covering over that so you didn't have to see inside the
You're
leg?
talking about the mold gaps there, where they pull it out of the mold.
Yes.
Yeah, they could fill it, but it would increase the price point. Again, they're cutting costs, so they're. I think the whole POA line, the whole idea of less articulation, less and less cut corners, they're doing it with the 3 3/4 to save money, you know, and I think this is a good example as well. They're just, the leg thing, the hollowness has always been around. Yeah, like you said, for the ATSTs and stuff like that. But now they just said no articulation to it at all, which goes to show you they're going a little cheap on us. But it's still a good looking piece. I can try to ignore that.
I'll buy one at least. Phantom.
Again, I gotta look and see it, the whether or not I want to buy it. This looks like it could be very aggravatingly small, and it just looks like it'd be really, really big. But I think it's like a mini rig.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, just look on the side walls, or the side things that are flipped down there, the doors or whatever they are. I mean, you can see the metal pin going through that joint there, and you know about how big those usually are, so they have to be pretty small.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I love the chicken walker, but I got enough of them, so this is the repack that will be sitting on the shelves. Unless you haven't collected these figures, this is your time to get them all. That'd be a cool pack for you, but
All right, guys.
Is that it? Did we go through all of it?
That was the press releases. Yep.
Wow.
Okay. So, Sean, do we want to, before we get into the next thing here, do we want to take a moment for Dayton to talk about the alien stuff?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I figured. So Tim, Jetpack Blues, texted me earlier. He was asking me about the Hiya Toys Aliens figures, and he knew that you had mentioned the Revoltech Play Arts ones, but he is interested in the 1/18 scale Hiya Toys Aliens. Because he's like me, he tries to stick to the 1/18 when he can. And if you knew anything about them and what you thought of them.
I have a friend at bottom that got their first the Warrior and and I guess it's a Lurker off of Big Bad Toy Store. They got theirs. I got to see them, got to play around with them just a little bit. They are very cool for the scale that they're in. I mean, they are to scale with G.I. Joe and Star Wars figures at 3 3/4. You can, they're a little bit taller, which is exactly what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be taller than them.
Right.
So they've done a very good job with that. You're not going to get the outstanding detailed paintwork. It's more or less a black figure or a brown figure with a gloss placed over them, maybe some highlights painted around it. I mean, that's exactly what else are you going to do with an alien that small, at this point. Articulation is very well done. It comes with multiple hands. But I think the most impressive thing with it, and some of the reviews you may see on YouTube about them, is that bendy tail. They've done a great job at creating a very detailed tail for the alien that's very bendy to a certain point, and you can make this tail do whatever you want with it. So for the price point, that's why I didn't buy them. It's just $20-something, $19 to $20 for a 3 3/4 figure. I understand it's because it's a smaller company. They're just starting out. They're putting a lot of accessories with it. You get an egg and a face hugger to go with it as well. Those are static pieces, but they're still cool. So they can justify the price. I'm not going to complain about it. But for me personally, I have other priorities of figures that I want to get in the Aliens universe. So I do have on pre-order. They got 2 other figures coming out for Aliens so far of Colonial Marines, and that's unless you play the game, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. It's called the Spitter Alien.
Yeah, he's got a picture of it that he sent me. The Hiya Toys has a Spitter too.
Yeah, the Spitter alien from Haya Toys is coming out, and then they have one that's like a mutated suicide type alien that I thought was just such a unique looking figure. I ordered one as well, so I'll be getting those two from Haya Toys. So I look forward to those two. But for me right now, Alien is more of the NECA scale for me when it comes to collecting them. NECA scale or larger when it comes to those guys.
Well, I know, like for Tim, definitely the fact that those fit in with his GI Joes and his 3 3/4 inch collection, Star Wars figures and whatnot. That's definitely a big selling point for him. So
yeah. Plus, they've announced they're coming out with Marines too. So
oh wow, that's cool.
He may want to and if they're based on a video game, then you're going to get some Marines that are not part of the crew that you're used to seeing when it comes to the crew from the film. You're going to get it with some unique video game characters, which if they go through with it, that'll be pretty cool to have at 3 3/4, and I might get down on that. That'd be really neat to have. So,
those would be cool.
Yeah, he should invest in those. Being a 3 3/4 guy, yeah, he'd be happy with it.
Yeah, he already has. He said he was telling me that he actually already ordered them, and he was hoping that they'd be in by the time that we did this show, but I guess they didn't quite come in yet, so he's already purchased them. He just wanted to know your opinion.
Yeah, I think he's going to dig them. I think
so we've got... Cool. All right, so Sean, you had something on here about Mattel Hot Wheels.
Yeah, did you guys see that? Let me start.
No, I haven't seen it.
Did you guys see these? Spring 2015?
I've never seen these. This is the first time I'm seeing these.
Yeah, it just kind of slipped under the radar. Matter of fact, I have to thank Chris from banthaskull.com for kind of making me aware of these. But there's a whole series of well, not a whole series. I want to say there's like 3 or 4 of these little small. I don't know. They almost like micro machine-ish. Micro machine-ish, maybe?
Action Fleet.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Which I wish they'd bring back, because I missed those.
But yeah, and there's a great gallery here, figures.com. I'll put it up in the show notes. But that's the one I'm really interested in. But, I mean, they even have a little Death Star here.
Yeah, Death Star, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the little vehicles that store inside of it. It looks like it's got a little crane affair, and I don't even recognize that vehicle right there, but, I mean, a little shuttle of some sort, but...
It's like a little display thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Little Star Destroyer in there, and Falcon, and it's like they're doing all kinds of neat little things, and I saw one that had I mean, they've got neat little vehicles, very micro machine-ish, and...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty cool stuff. I mean, it looks like some of it's still in the prototype stage, as you can see by that one there, but
yeah,
pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
I wondered if you guys had seen that and what you thought about it.
Never saw it. This is the first time I'm seeing them. So, hey, Hot Wheels. Now, I'm not crazy about the Hot Wheels cars coming out. The specialty cars like Darth Vader and all that stuff. I saw those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, those are a pass. I'm not into that type of stuff. But little micro machine type universe stuff, that's pretty cool. You're going to get some buyers for that, I'm sure.
Yeah. They even, where did that picture go? But I won't take time to get it now. But they even had you remember the old vintage die-cast vehicles? Metal ones?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing a Falcon like that in a package.
Well, that'd be cool.
Heck yeah.
Be cool. Yeah.
Get Vinny some of those, Chad?
Yeah, maybe. Be good stocking stuffers.
There you go, man.
Wasn't that something that Disney was doing? When they rolled out that video of all the 13-inch talking figures, like that awesome Stormtrooper and the Vader and stuff. Then they showed some vehicles. Wasn't that Hot Wheels version?
Some of that was Hot Wheels, I think, Dayton.
That could be
back on that.
That could be what we're seeing coming. That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Another thing that I wanted to roll in on because Remco asked us, and then I think we got to kind of maybe start winding this thing down.
Yeah.
But Remco wanted to see, pull it up here real quick. He wanted us to talk about Kotobukiya. So I'll try to bring up. They had a presentation of some products, and Dayton, I don't know if you've seen those. And Chad, I know you don't collect Kotobukiya, but the first thing.
Let me just say, I saw that picture, that of the.
Did you see that?
Yep, that was cool. I was going crazy when I saw that. I said, okay, how much for the whole set?
Oh. I remember having the hardest time tracking down that 2-pack of Stormtroopers, and I finally got it. I forget
imagine one guy brought
Streams, I think, helped me with that, but yeah, isn't that cool?
Can you imagine? The one guy brought it up. He said, "Can you imagine the guy setting those up, and all of a sudden one guy comes over and knocks one over? Just a whole domino effect." I think they're all on little stands. I don't know, and
they're on stands.
Really? Okay, good. But they make them very stable. I mean, I've actually held a couple of those in my hand, with other versions of them, and they're very, very stable figures. But yeah, that is a great way of eye catcher for your booth. That was a great idea.
Yeah, and let me bring up maybe a little bit of the new stuff from the collectors panel. Shrink the screen back down here. See if I can just find some of that new stuff real quick. Knew those were coming out. Let's see. Yeah. This seems pretty cool. Figured that would come out. The A New Hope. Kind of neat stuff. Not bad. 2015.
Oh, they're recreating the iconic poster of all four together, so you can recreate that in 3D. That's neat. I like that. That's a good idea.
R2M5 limited edition. Cool. And I don't know about if you guys own any of these, but I'm telling you, for the price, the quality of these guys is just really fantastic.
Oh, I agree. I've seen them. I don't collect them personally, but one of my friends had them. Now, that's a nice piece. Holy cow, that's a really nice piece.
Now, I have this in their 110 scale. This is the Empire Strikes Back, but this thing looks like, as you can see, I want to say this has sounds. I mean, this has a little bit of electronic stuff in it.
Nice. Really nice.
So that looked really cool.
Yeah, they do very good quality with these guys. So it's worth the money.
About these guys.
There you go. I know you'll be getting that.
2-pack.
Yeah.
2015 is going to be a phenomenal year for
We're going to go broke.
Collecting. I know.
We're going to go broke.
Here's another one. Echo Base. K3PO.
Yeah, poor old K3PO.
I'm doomed. Another Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be neat.
Huh. So I'm the only one that collects these here, huh?
Yeah, I've been tempted, but I just never got into it. Now they're roughly 6-inch, right? Are they close to it?
Yeah.
I was tempted. I was thinking to myself, those Imperial Guards, the red guards. I wonder if they're kind of close to scale to the Star Wars Black figures, because all they do is just guard. I mean, I don't need them to be articulated. I just need to be a high quality. I was thinking about probably trying to find some of those maybe to go along with my collection, but what's this one? Female Stormtrooper.
Yeah, the Kotobukiya's Basuju female characters are just, I don't know, kind of like an anime style, really well done. And they've done oh my goodness, Jaina Solo Pilot, they've done one.
Yeah.
And they're doing a Mara Jade, and this is the third one in the series, so. I think Joker Squad, right? Isn't that the...
yeah, from Legacy?
Yeah, it's like, wasn't that an Entertainment Earth exclusive, I want to say?
I believe so, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was a good one, too. And I'm just waiting for Rebels. I'm hoping, eventually they're going to show a female trooper. I think it'd be
Cool,
cool to
yeah.
have a group of female troopers. You know, we need some badass women in the Empire, other than Mara Jade. So you know, I think they need to bring that in. I think Rebels has an opportunity to do that.
Here's something we all need for our lunches.
Oh man, my nephew'd go crazy.
How
Oh
cool
boy,
would he be when he showed up to school with a stormtrooper sandwich? Come on now.
that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Darth Vader and R2D2 kit. So, Remco, for what it's worth, I'm liking those Empire Strike Back offerings, so
Yeah.
the more cash going. More cash going. Alright.
Did Chad fall off?
Go say, I come back from screen share and Chad's going.
He said, "Screw this stuff."
He said, man,
I don't want to talk about
I
lunch.
want to talk about this stuff I don't collect. Let me see if I can get him back.
Here he comes. He's coming back. There he
Coming
is.
back. There he is.
There you are.
Okay, sorry about that. My daughter's my daughter's friend FaceTimed, so
Oh,
so it cuts into the middle of this when that happens. So I told her just to wait till I'm off.
well,
Man, we were really waiting on you. We had this really good Kotobukiya section, and you were just gone. I mean, we were just sitting there hanging, right, Dayton?
yeah.
Nah. Now we pretty much finished the Koto section. I don't know. We're getting close to an hour and 45 minutes. Where you want to go next, bud? I'll just let you pick. Imagine that I created an outline that's way too long again. I know no one will believe that, but
Uh-huh.
we're starting to run out of
Well,
time.
you still got a lot of stuff on here.
Oh, I know.
The I got my stuff here. If you want to take a look at it, we could do that, or we could. The only other thing that I really thought was cool, not that I can afford it or anything, was the sideshow stuff. But I sure did think it was cool.
Yeah. No, my top three from San Diego Comic-Con was two items from Hot Toys. Number one that I must get is going to be the battle damaged RoboCop, the Murphy version of RoboCop. Do you see that? I saw that and just said that's got to be number one. Number two is a combo of the Ripley from Alien, and then the power loader from Aliens that's coming out.
Oh yeah, you posted on that. That was cool.
Oh boy, I can't wait for that. And then the third is all the Hasbro 6-inch stuff. I think that it was a good presentation. I love the interviews that Pixel Dan put up and a couple other guys put up with interviewing Hasbro guys. They seem to be very excited for the 6-inch line, and they got all kinds of ideas. So I'm really looking forward to investing money in that stuff as well. But yeah, sideshow. Anything original trilogy, I'm getting. And as far as the clones go, it's going to that boy, I tell you, the ARC Trooper is very tempting.
ARC Echo and Fives. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
The
they're
Echo and
tempting.
Fives. If I had the money, I would for sure get them. But they're so cool.
I gotta be careful. I don't want to stretch myself too thin when it comes to this stuff because there's so much stuff coming down the pike that you have to pick and choose really what you want to do here. But yeah, those guys are awesome. I have the diecast version of C3PO already. I know Sideshow's releasing their version. It's got to do something to knock my socks off for me to get it. It looks good. The display looked great. But I have the diecast one is gorgeous. The one that Bandai released last year, absolutely gorgeous, and that's probably like a star of my 12-inch collection. So they got to really do something big time to make me think, oh, I got to get another C3PO. So
yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the R2D2, but I have stayed away from the 12-inch or the 6-scale C3PO for now.
Yeah, I need to see more pictures of them.
How about you, Chad? What stood out to you? Anything from SDCC besides the stuff that we've talked about?
Well, like I was saying just a moment ago, the Rex, the Echo, and Fives from Sideshow, I just thought were fantastic. I mean, I'm looking at the Rex right now, and like, even the weld lines and how they made the weld lines on his chest and on his helmet look like they're sticking out. I mean, they look like real,
Yeah.
you know, and all the battle damage and the weathering are just beautiful.
How about
I mean,
this one?
Yeah, that's Echo right there. That's who I was just talking about. He's fantastic. Echo and Fives both, and they're selling them separately, which I can kind of understand why. Because if you look on the little placard down at the bottom, it says price to be determined. It looks like they're going to sell them separately.
Plus, they come ton of accessories, man. All
Yeah,
kinds of different hands, all kinds of different. They'll come with different weapons. Looking forward to that.
yeah.
On speeder bike and 12-inch speeder bike.
Oh, I know, yeah. And TIE Pilot 2 and Red 5.
Django Fett. I mean, Django Fett.
Yeah.
I mean, he's cool too. I mean, he's
I got him on
fantastic.
pre-order. He's on pre-order easy. So it's
220. Wow.
They're gonna drain my ass dry.
Yeah.
Look at that
Boy,
guy.
oh boy,
That's awesome, man.
Now, see, the weld marks on him look a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
they actually look like real weld marks. If you look
Right.
at, especially in the one where you see him more from the side, and you can see his jetpack sticking out, they actually pop out, and they've got rust around them, like a weld would. You know, if you weld metal and it sits for a while, it starts to rust because it's not tempered anymore. It's been heated, so it's got that discoloration. It's just fantastic the way that they hold that off.
And they've been doing good with their clones. I think that they really, you know, the head sculpt still, you know, when it comes to humans, it's kind of like iffy, but and it's mostly paint work. But with the clones themselves and clone armor and stuff like that, yeah, they've been, what you see as production piece really looks good and very close to the prototypes. So what you're seeing there, most likely you'll get something very close to it when it comes out to retail, which is cool. So you know where your money's going.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with
It's
you. I'm still
definitely
not sure
going.
about that C3PO. And that TIE Pilot just looks fantastic, too.
Oh, yeah, TIE Pilot's beautiful, yeah. Yeah, look at that guy. Yep. Cool. They need to do a new new stormtrooper with a new helmet, and then do a new sand trooper with that new helmet, and then
I agree.
Good to go.
Yep. I agree. All right, Chad, we're about ready to.
Okay, well, are we ready to talk about the Danger at the Docks SDCC thing?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, well, I did a YouTube review that Sean put on the front page of Imperial Shipyards. I had to reload it because I don't know what happened the first time I reloaded. There was an error in it, and it froze. But the second time was a charm, and so I got it. It was actually supposed to come today, which I was excited that it was supposed to come today because I'd have it for tonight. But it came yesterday, so I was able to have them and kind of do that review and take a look. But one of the things that I thought was cool, and I mentioned this, is that the bases are painted, which I believe I remember seeing this in, I want to say it was at Toy Fair that the bases would come out, or maybe it was a little bit after that because they actually didn't show at Toy Fair. They're pretty good figures. They're pretty well detailed. This Flint, I think I just have a bad one. He's got a little bit of, I don't know how well you can see it, but his paint's a little bit bad on his forearms. You can see some of the black plastic coming through right there a little bit. And this one is not quite as bad, but his face paint is pretty good right there. The winner, though, of the pack is definitely this guy. He is amazing.
I always love that. I love that design of that heel.
And I dug out my 25th anniversary eel to show the comparison here, and this is actually the 25th anniversary one is more accurate to the vintage decoration. Now the Danger at the Docks pack, there's been a lot of confusion even among Joe collectors. There's actually 2 different versions, or actually there might even be 3 different versions. I'm not sure, but the one that is coming out at Toys R Us is totally different colors. The vamp is black. Flint has blue camouflage pants. He still has a black shirt. The eel that's coming out in that pack is more like this guy, except the parts are different. Like this is a retaliation snake eyes, legs, and arms, and the torso is still the same. And then the night landing boat is going to be the blue, the traditional blue, whereas this one that came in my pack is black, which actually looks kind of cool, but the blue's awesome also. And the blue is more like the vintage. So they're kind of, to me, this is like the vintage Flint. They're kind of splitting it up where the vintage eel and night landing craft comes in the pack that's going to be on the shelf, and the online pack, the Flint and the Vamp are more of the vintage, because the Vamp is, I actually have my vintage Vamp. Hold on, let me grab it.
Yeah.
This is my vintage Vamp, and actually it's kind of strange because I have the Canada one. See the Canadian flag right there? I got this one at a secondhand store years and years ago, and it actually says Canada right there instead of United States. But and then I think there's going to be, see how the wheels are white on this one and they're tan on this one, and the tan's a little bit. I think there's actually going to be one that's like this, and I think that's the BBTS one. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know. It's all about variants. That's how they sell things,
Yeah.
Variants.
Isn't it incredible, though, that after all these years, that the Vamp, the original Vamp design is still selling so well? I mean, from the 80s, they just redesigned, retooled it a little bit, but still, it's such a cool figure, a cool vehicle. It still is. I mean, I remember owning the original Vamp way back when.
It's based on a real vehicle.
Really? I didn't know that.
Design. Yeah, it's based on a Lamborghini. It's called a Lamborghini Cheetah, and it was actually a design that was alongside of the Hummer back in the 80s.
Oh, really?
And
I didn't know that.
If you go on Google and you type in Lamborghini Cheetah, and you'll just do an image search, you'll see right away it's a dead ringer for the Vamp.
Cool.
The only thing that's different is the actual Lamborghini it's almost more like the 30th anniversary Vamp, where it's got 4 doors instead of 2. They simplified it obviously for the. There you go. I'm a total G.I. Joe nerd.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I wish they would just go ahead and re-release all the vintage stuff and just do a little retooling to them. I want the Terradrome. Just go ahead and up. And
the aircraft carrier.
Yeah,
the space
please.
shuttle.
The flag.
They can
that'll never happen.
They can re-release the entire stuff and just go crazy, and people would buy it like crazy. I would.
They said there's no way that they'd release the flag, but I don't know if you remember this, but this was I can't remember if it was a JoeCon or I want to say it was a New York Toy Fair where they had a diorama set up. This was a couple years ago, and they had a flag, and they had like this giant battle on the flag deck, and it was all 30th anniversary figures like Steel Brigade and Cobra Vipers and Cobra Troopers, and everybody went crazy because they thought, does this mean that the flag's coming out again? And it looked so cool. And then, of course, they said, no, there's no way we could do that, But, man, if they re-released it, people would buy it. I would save up for it. I would. If I knew it was coming, I would, because I always wanted that thing.
I remember seeing that in a toy store one time, and it was like the huge, beautiful box. And I was sitting there, I asked my mom, I said, I don't want that too big. It's just too big. It's too big. I'm like, no.
7 feet long.
Yeah, boy.
2 feet wide at its widest point. It was 2 feet wide and 7 feet long.
Yeah, man, sheesh. But you know what? I'm jealous because, I contacted you on Facebook. I said, hey, this is up for pre-order if you're interested. And you said, I already ordered it. Well, my boss called me away from I was at work. And my boss called me away from the desk, so I got into something else. I was getting ready to order it. And I came back saying, oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and order it now. Sold out.
Whoa!
No!
Oh, no. That's
so
terrible.
Then I went to I said, I'll just get the one over at Big Bad Toy Store. Sold out.
Right. And that one was $75.
Yeah. So I said, oh.
Oh
But you
man,
know,
that's
honestly,
that
what I want from
stinks.
that kit, you know, what I really want from that kit is the eel and the boat. I want the eel and the boat with its
Yeah.
accessory. So I'll go on eBay. I'll drop the. There's one on eBay right now for 40 something bucks. To me, as being a lover of
Holy
that
mo-
character, I know, I know. But for me, being a lover of that figure and a lover of that boat, I
Mhm.
love that little boat. I might consider it, but because I can't, or I might
Yeah.
wait. I might wait. I'll wait. Let the
I'll
guys.
tell you, it's the boat's fun. I actually never had the vintage one, and you know they put this little rifle in the little ammo box that
Yeah,
or not ammo box whatever I don't know what the heck it's called, and they put this gun in the box, and this was actually it's the gun that came with the 25th Baroness, but they put this long, awesome looking suppressor on it.
nice.
And I just said, that's got to go to Firefly. So I've been playing with my eels and me and Vinny, we've been sitting in here playing with my eels and my Firefly and my Cobra Commander and Flint and Duke. And I mean, it's fun. And you can pose them in there. I could probably get one more eel in there. Lucas has got one of these in
Does
his
it
room
is it,
somewhere.
does it
I might.
float? Have you tried it?
Yes, it does float. I actually haven't tried it, but I know that it does float because
That's
you can
cool.
tell that it floats because it's sealed and it's hollow inside, so it's like a big bubble.
Yeah, it's when toys were made to do things that they're supposed to do. You know.
Now
They-
they'd
they-
now they'd market that it floats as an action feature.
yeah. I was trying to get my real quick. I was trying to get my little nephew a birthday present. I saw this cool submarine that came with 3 3/4 figures. It was like something from Animal Planet. It had all these electronics and stuff over these little lights that came out. It's a submarine, and I'm being old school. Thought to myself, awesome. Can you imagine playing in the bathtub? You dunk this underwater and the lights light up and you can bring it out. Then the fine print on the back says, do not do not place underwater. Do not play with the water. I'm going, what kind of submarine is this if you can't put it underwater?
Exactly.
Oh, God, forget it. Just, come on. I miss the 80s, man, when you made something that actually did what it
Oh,
was supposed to do.
Yeah. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. So anyhow, all right. Well, Sean, we'll have to figure out how we're going to cover all these other things here.
yep.
There's a lot of stuff we didn't get to. Maybe we can work something out with that.
You
Yeah.
want to finish up with what's on the pegs?
Yeah, well, I'll go ahead and start that one. Once on the pegs, I've been seeing all these guys on Facebook posting pictures of the 50th anniversary 2 packs and some of the bigger packs showing up at Toys R Us. And of course, with anything, it starts on the West Coast and it slowly creeps to the East Coast. And me and Dayton are in Florida, so we're probably going to be the last few to actually find them in Toys R Us. I went to my Toys R Us yesterday. I had to go out on a few errands, and I got kind of hopeful, and I said, well, all these other guys are finding it, and sometimes they do show up at the same time, but went in there, and they had nothing. They had no new Star Wars, no new Marvel, no new anything. The only thing, in fact, my Toys R Us didn't even really have very much. They had the new Ninja Turtles, the movie Ninja Turtles, but none of the. There's some new waves of the TV show Ninja Turtles, which I prefer. I'm not going to collect the movie Ninja Turtles at all. So there was nothing for me to report. And actually, me and Vinny went to Walmart today, and there was nothing there either. So there you go. Nothing on the pegs for me.
Dayton, anything on the pegs?
Actually, yeah.
Oh
First
my!
time, I can't believe it. Now, talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I agree with Chad. For some reason, to me, the new Turtles, the movie Turtles, look creepy. They
Yeah.
don't look like they're supposed to look to me, so I don't even go see the movie. I don't have any interest in it. But I walked into Target today, and they had their SKUs pegs full, jam-packed. Now, I don't know what the new waves are right now, but all these new ones that were reminiscent of the old ones back in the day, all these extra characters, not just the turtles themselves, but they had tons of really cool ones. And I can't think of their names right now. So I know that those are new. So whatever new lines are
Well,
out right now, they were. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, and you just made me remember. I did go to Walmart last week, not the Walmart that I went to today, but a different Walmart, and they had almost all the new ones there, and they have like these Ninja Turtles, the Ninja Turtles themselves, where they're in costumes, and the new ones are like Michelangelo is an elf, and Donatello is a wizard, like Merlin, and Raphael is a barbarian, and Leonardo is like a knight or something. And I thought those were really, really cool. And the sculpting on them, even from like the first of the Ninja Turtles that came out, which were really good, I thought, even them, they're more cartoony, but they're more accurate at the same time. I don't know. It's kind of weird to explain. And then they actually are bringing back, and they showed this at SDCC, some of the classic cartoon from the 80s cartoon characters. And one of the ones, and they actually didn't have this one at the Walmart, but they had Slash, which was kind of like the evil, mutated Ninja Turtle, where he had like spikes sticking out of him. I couldn't find that one. And then there was a few more, but anyhow, I don't want to take over too much more.
But they were cool though. I was really thrilled with that. But the thing that got me, and it's been 2 years since I've walked into any Target and found something. But today I found two things. I found a speeder bike. They're no Jabas, but a deluxe speeder bike pack, and I got another Stormtrooper. Just sitting on the front.
In the wild.
Just sitting right there in the front. Yeah. Just like no one. So I said, holy crap, a speeder bike and a trooper. That was cool. So I said I'd savor this day because it'll probably never happen again. So I sort of stood in the aisle with it in my hand.
Few and far between.
Yeah, they didn't have any Jabas, that because I noticed that there seems to be a different look to the package Jabba that came with the San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe it's just me, but it looks like the deluxe one has a little bit more drool on his mouth. I might be wrong, but I was looking at the one I had from the San Diego Comic-Con. It doesn't have that much drool on him, so that might be a variant. I don't know, a drool variant. I don't know, but I didn't see one to find out. But as far as other figures like smaller scaled figures and stuff like that, nothing. They didn't have anything.
Yeah.
I even looked at Marvel and stuff like that. There was nothing new. So. Yeah, which surprises me with Guardians of Galaxy coming out Friday that they didn't just stock the pegs, but I think they're getting ready to do a reset because they cleared off one whole aisle. So I'm gonna keep my eye on Target for the next 2 or 3 weeks to see if they put out any more because the new wave of figures from just a real quick report, Tamer. I won't take any more time, but this reminded me. Viper's Kingdom on eBay is putting up the Chewbacca 6-inch. He's got the Jedi Luke 6-inch up for auction, and he's got buy it nows, and he's got the Stormtrooper with the different colored pauldron, the black pauldron.
Oh, okay.
Right now. I went ahead. I don't need to pay those prices, but maybe somebody might. It's like $30-something for one figure. I'm not going to do that again with that. But I did contact him and ask him about the Vader. Because usually they'll get them the whole waves at one time. He says by what he hears it was delayed. So I don't know if there might be a tooling problem in the factory or if something, but he said he's expecting it in the next 2 weeks or something like that. It was it's kind of broken English and stuff like that. But he said they should get it soon, next 2 weeks or something like that. So I don't know if it's delay just because they didn't send it to him yet or if it's delay in the factory or what. But I'm really curious. If you're curious about seeing what these figures look like, you can go to his site on eBay and check them out. They look good. I mean, Chewbacca looks like Chewbacca, and Jedi Luke looks like Jedi Luke. There's really no big difference from the prototypes, honestly. But I'm very interested in what that Darth Vader looks like as a final piece.
I'll put some links up on the front page of Imperial Shipyards tomorrow. Thanks, Dayton. That's good intel.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to see my new stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that?
No.
You got
He does not look as bad as I thought he would, guys.
I can see that joint from here. I can see that arm joint from here, man. But yeah, probably not bad. Not bad, probably. Yeah, I've heard good things about him. Yeah, that's one I need to get.
She's
That's
pretty
one.
cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Ion control. Fire.
yeah.
She said it better. Now this one, this is going to be the one to have from the wave.
Mm-hmm.
Now I heard that he's shorter than the vintage OTC.
I haven't pulled one
Stormtrooper.
out of the package to look yet. I mean, he doesn't look too horribly short to me.
Yeah, he's an easy buy for sure.
Mhm.
But you know, I just noticed that their scales always sort of fluctuate with
Mhm.
every wave. You know, it seems like they go a little smaller, a little larger. It's just whoever's working on the buck at the time when they're sculpting them, I guess.
Tell you,
They're
you
not.
want to see one that looks itty bitty to me? This guy got swallowed up in the Black Series packaging.
Wow.
Look how
Mhm.
small he looks. Can you guys see?
Yeah, he needs to
Yeah,
come
he
with
just-
other
Yeah.
accessories.
He just looks like he just fell in a hole and can't get out.
Yeah, he needs something else with him, like a tree trunk or something like that. You remember those awesome? I can't remember what wave they used to come out with. Probably about several years ago, they came out with these tree trunk bases
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
Yoda. It was a Jedi training Yoda and Luke. I love those bases so much. They need to come up with some more decorative type diorama bases and stuff
I
like that.
hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can you guys see that box?
someone
Mhm.
kicked it in.
That's terrible.
That's I've been. Of course, Chad knows about my postal workers.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is the type of postal workers I have in my local area, and these are usually the condition I get. Well, not all of them, but many of my boxes. But I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe it, but those figures I just showed you came out of that box.
they must have been in a sweet spot.
Well, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, and of course Chad's heard me talk. I ordered those from Dorkside Toys.
Yeah.
And they were packed superbly. Of course, I saw that box and said, "Oh no!" I just knew every one of them was going to crush, and I got them all out, and every single one of them was just immaculate. So, hats off, Dorkside Toys. Man, guys, when they say they ship mint, they mean it.
I got 2 speeder bikes on order from them, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to those guys. You know, getting my order from them as well.
Yeah, you're
That'll
gonna
be my
good.
first order from them too, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done my show and tell, old boy.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it for this episode. Dayton, I know pretty much for you, just have to Google Sith Fire 30 and we find you right
Yeah.
away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the San Diego Comic-Con coverage is coming to a close on my Facebook page, and we'll get back to updates again.
I
just
enjoyed
get-
it. I enjoyed it. I
did too.
learned a lot
Yeah.
from your posts. So
Yeah, I just go crazy with it, and I try to apologize because I'll have some guys come on and say, "Any updates on any sculpts or something?" Man, I'm trying. I'm just trying to get this stuff out first. Okay, let's just give me a break, you know, for at least 2 weeks. And then when I got done with it, all of a sudden the Japanese show, you know, came up, and I had to post all that stuff from Revoltech. That's something we need to talk about next time, or something like that. Is that
Yeah.
Revoltech stuff, because I'm curious.
Voltec and Mayfix, yeah.
Yeah.
all right. And as far as getting hold of myself, you can go on Facebook and look up Lucas Clones Customs, or you can just lucasclones@gmail.com. Pretty much it's like kind of like Dayton. If you just look up Lucas Clones, you find me. And if you want to get old Tamer,
Tamer at ImperialShipyards.net. And Chad.
Chad's gone.
Chad
must have got
decided.
You got a phone
decided he
call.
was- yeah. Chad decided he was done. So, from Sith Fire 30 and
Tamer.
May the Force be with you guys. We'll see you again on the next episode.